Hi everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, so I've looked online and as it turns out, there is a past perp of mine, a stalker that has been deciding to follow my page on YouTube, like the Fabian Deacon page on YouTube. They decided to follow me. And as you might have guessed, it brought up a lot of unpleasant memories for me. Of the harassment that they subjected me to. The last time I was in the same building as them, they subjected me to over 136 hours of harassment non-stop. I slept a few hours in between in intervals, but yeah, it was pretty bad. It was non-stop harassment. But that was towards the latter end of my relationship with this person. If you want to see evidence of what I'm talking about, you can go to my Facebook. I'll leave the link in the description. And that Facebook status will lead to another YouTube video on my page in which myself, the person who harassed me, and a Brent Mine staff member are having a meeting, and they have admitted to lies that were told about me, which included, not limited to, but they included attempted rape and intentional transmission. So basically what they said is that I tried to not only seduce someone while they were drunk, that's coercive, that's rape, because if you are a sober person like I am, and you're trying to seduce somebody who is drunk or who is, whose mind isn't all there, then that's coercive at the very least. And for my mind, it's rape. I'm sorry, but if I'm sober and the other person's drunk and they're not in their right mind, it's rape. So I attempted to seduce someone, according to this person who followed me on YouTube. According to this person, the lie that they told was that I tried to seduce somebody while they were drunk. And not only did I try to seduce someone while they were drunk, I tried to deliberately infect them with genital warts, which is a sexually transmitted disease. So on top of being accused of a coercive act by this person, I was also accused of intentional transmission. Now, it has to be noted that this person was mentally ill, severely mentally ill, in a way that I wasn't. I'm mentally ill, but I'm medium functioning, low to medium functioning, right? So my shit was not as severe as this person's. So I acknowledge that, and I acknowledge that fact. The reason why I don't have a lot of sympathy is because they also appear to have narcissistic symptoms, which causes them to lie a whole lot, which causes them to constantly seek attention. Because the thing about a narcissist is that a narcissist never quits. Like I said before, I knew this person from over 5 years ago, right? And it's just like I said, not only do narcissists not quit, but it just goes to show you that both for perps and for targeted individuals, gang stalking is for life. You don't escape that shit. You don't escape it. Why is this gang stalker following me after 5 years of me not seeing them? There's a reason for that. There is a reason for that. They were clearly a gang stalker. There's evidence of them gang stalking me. And there's evidence of the lies that they've told. They've admitted that they've lied. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they've also admitted to smoking weed in the house. So this person smoking weed, which apparently fuels the kind of psychosis or psychotic episodes that this person had, nothing was done about that, nor was anything done about this person lying that I tried to rape and intentionally transmit one of their friends. Nothing was done about that. Brent Mine did nothing about that. Instead, they put all the onus on me. Like anything petty that I did, there was a microscope underneath that shit. But anything that they did, they allowed them to get away with. In fact, I was the one who was moved from the property, from the supported housing. Again, there's evidence all over the place of that. There's evidence all over the place. I was moved out of that house, of that supported housing. I was moved out before somebody who had accused me of attempted rape and intentional transmission. They were allowed to stay in that house longer than I was. Really think about that. And this is Brent Mind. This is a prominent mental health organization. And that's the way they chose to handle it. That's not the only piece of evidence that I've got that there is corruption in Brent Mind. That's not the only piece of evidence that I've got. And Mind too. We have to bring Mind into the discussion. Because there was at one point they wanted me to meet at their headquarters, not at my home, so that they could have control over the situation and they could have multiple people sitting around in a room whilst I was there by myself with nobody to back me up. They did that for a reason. I, of course, declined the meeting. I said, you can meet at my house, but I don't want to meet at your place. The reason for that is if I'm in my place, I can record evidence of wrongdoing. I can't do that. Well, I can do that, but it incurs like some serious ramifications if I do it at somebody else's private property. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's part of the reason why some of my videos were reported, because I was recording someone else without their consent. They were actually harassing me. They were doing all kinds of shit, and I was naming people as well. But that was one of the reasons why I was able, they were able to get my video silenced in the UK. Do you understand what I mean? It's a breach. That's why I always have meetings at my place if I can possibly help it. Because if I go over there, they're going to hit me with some gaslighting bullshit or some gang stalking bullshit. They're going to hit me with some narcissistic abuse tactics. And, I could film it, but it would be tricky. So that's why I always have meetings at my place. But Mind head office, of course, are not going to visit a patient's house. They're not going to do that. So I turned down the meeting with Mind headquarters. But Mind headquarters, I was supposed to have a meeting with them to discuss Brent Myers' corruption, because it's not the first time they've actually sided with somebody who's committed serious crimes against me. There was another person when I lived in Cricklewood. I'm not going to mention that person's name, but it's on my YouTube. I'm not going to mention their name, right? But there was a person in Cricklewood who did the same thing that Amoral did, but worse. Right? So they used to break into my house. They used to contaminate my stuff. They used to throw things at the wall. They used to scream at me for no reason. Call me out my name for no reason. And I just got fed up of it. I wrote them a letter and I said, look, I know exactly what you've been doing. And one thing you're not going to do is fuck me around trying to act like you don't know what's going on. Next thing I know, I write this person a letter. They come back to me and said, I don't want your letter. Cunt. So I have logged evidence of harassment from Cricklewood as well. And hear the joke now, right? This person who followed me on YouTube is not only connected to another person that used to live at that same house before them, because it's an all-woman house, so she and her, right? So basically, this person who has followed me on YouTube, they know another person who lived in the same house previously, because mental health, it's a small world. Everybody knows each other, right? This person who followed me on YouTube knows somebody else who used to gang stalk me. The other person that I'm talking about was an Asian person. And it's one of the first videos that I uploaded onto YouTube, onto my YouTube channel. So this person who's following me on YouTube today knows somebody that was featured in one of my first videos when it came to the harassment for gang stalking, right? They were one of the first people that I was able to get footage of harassing me, right? So they know that person. But hear the joke now. That person from one of the first videos on my YouTube knew somebody else who used to live at Cricklewood. So the mental health gang stalkers, they all have this little circle where everybody knows everybody. One of the people at Cricklewood also knows my father. Now, I don't know how involved my father is in this whole thing. I wasn't going to mention him. I don't know how involved he is. But it's like a whole circle of people. Everybody knows everybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right? My thing is, why is this person from Willesden Green following me? They know they're a gangstalker. They know I've repeatedly exposed them for being a gangstalker, or her for being a gangstalker. And she knows that when her name is brought up, Brent Mine's name has to be brought up, and mine's name has to be brought up, and Cricklewood has to be brought up, and Willesden Green has to be brought up, and my family has to be brought up. There is a whole network connection of people that have to be mentioned here. So my thing is, why did this person decide to follow me? Why did this person decide to follow me? I'm not understanding, because they know they know how serious the situation is. Brent Mind allowed serious slander to slide to the point where I was ejected from a living situation before the person who slandered me. They know how serious it is. So I have to understand. I'm trying to understand why they would follow me, why they would run the risk of all of this being exposed. I don't understand. There's VK, one of the first people on my YouTube, VK, right? They're associated with this person who's followed me on my YouTube. Another person associated on my YouTube is GJP from Cricklewood. 3 people. GJP is connected to SE. There's SE and another person. I can't remember their full name, right? So all these people know each other, and one of them is even connected to my dad, have the nerve to turn around to me and say, I don't want to talk to you, and then go around talking to my fucking father. Have the nerve to disrespect me, break into my flat when I'm not here. Do all kinds of fuckery. Try to tell me to stop cleaning my flat. I kid you not. Then want to chat it up with my family. This is exactly what I'm saying. If you expose one person, all of this is from one person that's followed me on YouTube. A whole cornucopia of foolishness. Then I got to get into something else. Now, this is kind of related. I can't lie. But there was the story of an actor, right? I'm not going to mention this person's name. Because I've never met them and I don't know them and I don't have personal beef with this person, okay? But there was an actor who suffered from the narcissistic abuse from another actor. So basically, this person's mental health was used against them in order to diminish claims of the first actor abusing them. Basically, that's what that was, like playing on the mental health card. And truth be told, this person could have mental illness. I'm not saying they don't. But what I found is that the mental illness of the victim doesn't negate the narcissistic abuse of the abuser. So I came online. This is a video that I did years ago. I came online and I actually talked about what I observed of this situation, because their situation sounded very similar to mine. It sounded very similar to my situation. And, you know, I talked about it. They thanked me on one of my videos. But then that actor disappeared because they blocked me not only on Instagram, but they also blocked me on Twitter. Now, I'm going to be absolutely real with you, okay? I do not blame this person for doing that. A lot of my social media shit has a lot of crazy stuff on it. True things, but crazy things. And as an actor, your image is important. Your how you present yourself to people is important. And if you're attaching yourself to people who don't seem to have their own mental health under control, I don't care whether it's true or not. I don't care what's going on in my life right now. If an actor is attaching themselves to me whilst I'm posting videos like that, it affects them and affects their career. That's why I haven't mentioned their name. That's why I'm not mentioning their name. Because at the end of the day, they've been through enough. I'm not trying to do that shit. But the reason why this is important, the reason why I'm mentioning this, even though I'm not trying to ruin anybody's career, is because mind is connected to them. Mind. The same mind that have been covering up for Brent Mine's lies, Brent Mine's corruption, the same people that have been covering for this person who followed me on YouTube, covered up for their lies, the same people that have been covering up for people breaking into my house, the same people, right, that have ensured any crimes that have been committed against me have been swept under the rug. Those same people are the ones that that actor has previously worked with. Again, nothing against the actor. Nothing against them, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to survive. So no, I will not be mentioning their fucking name. They just, you know, the only reason I'm even mentioning them at all is because I want you to understand, once you've got certain networks and certain people in gang stalking, you can see how far the web stretches. And that's just one TI. That's just one TI, corruption against one TI. It filters through God knows how many connections or God knows how many networks. And then you have to consider the fact that many of the people who have gang stalked me, even as a kid, are actors now, entertainers now. Not as big as the actor that I'm talking about, but they're actors and entertainers. That circle, those circle of people in entertainment, they're very fucking small. Just like the circle of people who are mentally ill anywhere in this country, very fucking small. That's why this is important. That's why this is important. That's why I mentioned that actor. Because they are associated with the same people who did this. Now, I don't think, this is why I haven't named this actor. I don't think that that actor knows what's going on. I don't think they know fully what's going on. I think they have people looking after them who are like, listen, this person's a liability. You cannot be seen to be liking any of their shit. I get it. I get it. I get it. You're trying to survive. The best way to help somebody like me, to help somebody in my position in the way that I was 5 years ago, is to not be somebody like me. The best way to help somebody like me is to not co-sign it. Even if it's true, is to not co-sign the behavior. That's the best way of getting out of that situation. So I don't blame them. I do blame Mind. I blame Brent Mind as well. And I blame the individuals that are chosen within those organizations to commit corruption against the very people that they were supposed to protect. Now, I haven't had dealings with Mind for 4 years. For 4 years. But now the gang stalkers are worried that I'm not reacting enough. So this is what we're left with. We're left with a whole major national organization being exposed yet again. Even some of my family is caught up in the mix. I mentioned one of them knew my dad. So it just I'm kind of left questioning exactly how much my dad knows about what's going on with me. Because one of my gang stalkers, one of the people who've breaking into my house or breaking into my flat when I was out of it, knows my dad. And that was from Cricklewood. So I don't know what was hoped to be accomplished with this. But yeah, it's proof of everything that I'm saying. I said that a narcissist never quits. I said that once people get their hooks into me, they get obsessed with me. It's not because I'm so amazing or I'm so captivating. It's fucking gang stalking. Now, don't get me wrong. These people are naturally narcissistic. Naturally. A lot of the perps that have been associated with me, they are naturally narcissistic. Yes, by nature they are. Right? But do you seriously think they'd be continuing for this long if there wasn't money behind it? If there wasn't a machine behind it? There is no way. There is no way. I'm not this incredible, amazing person that people can't get enough of. That's not who I am. I'm an ordinary bitch. I'm an ordinary woman. There is no way an ordinary woman who has barely worked in her life, I'm gonna be fucking real about it, who has barely worked in her life, low to medium functioning, with several mental and hormonal illnesses. Are you telling me that I'm so fucking amazing that I've got these people obsessed with me for up to a decade plus change? There is no way. There is no way. It's gang stalking. It is gang stalking. Even if I was the common denominator, you know, getting all these people angry, even if I was the kind of person that these people said I was, there is only a certain amount of time that, you know, at a certain point, even if you can't psychologically let it go, like physically, you're going to let it go because you have no choice. That is, unless you are a gang stalker and you're in this for fucking life. Do you understand? There is no way. There's absolutely no way. But yes, the mental health gang stalkers, mental health, this is one of the reasons why I say TIs. I understand why you're afraid of mental health services. I understand why you're afraid of them. Because there are certain people within the TI community that have been physically abused by the mental health professionals, that have been deliberately making you sick, that, you know, mental health diagnoses have been used as an excuse to deliberately make you sick and try to kill you. Who, you know, mental health services have deliberately injected you so that you can't speak, so that you can't stand up for yourself. When there are obvious crimes being committed against you, to isolate you. All of this is to isolate you. I understand why you are afraid of mental health, but please listen to me. The mental health of any, even in major cities in the UK, mental health is a very small pool of people. And you know that at a certain point, within that very small pool of people, there will be gang stalkers, and they will lead you right to major organizations that are involved in the corruption, in your trafficking, and in your torture. There is power in that. When you are among a small group of people, there is power in that. That is what they don't seem to understand. When you're diagnosed as mentally ill, that's a very small pocket of people. A very small pocket of long-termers in comparison to the rest of the country. That's a very small fucking network. It's almost as small as the entertainment industry. Sooner or later, you're going to catch a gang stalker in the act. Use it. Get evidence. And they are the easiest people to get evidence on because they have very poor emotional regulation. Either their emotional regulation is very poor, or they have too much emotional regulation and they're cold fishes. You can use that. Get evidence. Use it. I swear, because when you use it, and when you expose all these bigger organizations weaponizing vulnerable people against other vulnerable people, there's fucking power in it. You have the potential to bring down whole organizations with the knowledge that you have in your pocket. Use it. Use it. I'm telling you. Use it. I've been through mental health, through the mental health profession. I've been able to successfully gather evidence of gang stalking from no less than 2 cities. In how many boroughs? There's Brent, Brighton and Hove, 2 councils in 2 cities. I've been able to successfully gather evidence from 2 cities in the UK that are engaged in gang stalking. Hey, gang stalkers, you want to go for 3? Let me know. Let me know. You understand? Use it. I'm telling you, use it. It's a horrible situation to be in. But your vulnerability can be your strength. I swear to God. I've learned that. And as for this YouTuber following me, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, if they want to follow me, they can follow me. I personally hope that they watch this video so that they know not only have I not forgotten what they've done, but I know who they're fucking allied with. And truth be told, one of the first people that I filmed terrorizing me, they've been connected to staff members within Brent Mind, like on a more personal level. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're higher up in another organization now. I wouldn't be surprised if they're one of the handlers. They even said themselves that there was a file on me. Said it right there in a house meeting. I wouldn't be surprised if that person was still involved, but just doing it through like people that they know rather than themselves because they're smart enough to stay out of the heat. So yeah, there's a lot of corruption going on there. Let Brighton Mental Health Services come after me next. Let them motherfuckers try to report me next. Let them do it. The police are already running scared. The police are already running scared. So let's see what else happens. I've got a lot of information. I haven't even said everything. I haven't even said everything. It's wild. So yeah, they wanted a reaction. The gangstalkers wanted a reaction. They fucking got one. It's like they're never ready. They're never ready. Anyway, I gotta go. I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. Hang on. There's something else. There's something else I've forgotten. There's something else I've forgotten. I can't remember now. Yeah. I can't remember now. Yeah, there's something else. I was so close to saying bye, but it's like, nah, you gotta mention something else. No, I think that's it. I'll probably remember after I'm done recording, but yeah. I think that's it, you know. If there's something else, then I'll probably write it down and then tell you guys tomorrow. As for now, I gotta go. Hang on. Peace and blessings. I love you guys so much. Oh yeah, no. That's it. That's what I wanted to tell you guys, right? That's what I wanted to tell you. Do you remember when I said the Five Eyes had connections everywhere? MI5 are closely linked with the Samaritans. The Samaritans are closely linked with mental health services. Now, what do you think they're doing with that fucking information? And remember, I asked MI5 for evidence of all the interactions that they have on me. They have information from the Samaritans. Yes, they fucking do. One of the first things that MI5 do when you call them up is saying, if you're feeling suicidal, call the Samaritans. They are very closely linked with the Samaritans as well. So when you are a targeted individual and you call up the Samaritans, what you're actually doing is you're feeding information to MI5. I still talk to them. I still talk to Samaritans. But I talk to Samaritans knowing that that information is being fed to MI5. So it's a good way for me to ascertain exactly what MI5 are going to do with that information. Or gang-stalking individuals within MI5 assigned to my case, what they're going to do with the information. So that was one thing I was supposed to tell you guys. Yep. Samaritans are connected to MI5. The same MI5 that said, no, we can't release any evidence that we've got on you. As a, you know, basically for the interest of national security, we can't release that information. Why can't you release that information? In fact, I've got it right here. Hang on. Oh. Shit. Hang on a second. I've got it right here. Hang on. Oh, Lord. All right. So, it says, in response to my subject access request, number 3, we have conducted a search of security service records and have determined that the security service does not, it doesn't mean they cannot, it means they do not process any personal data within the scope of your request which you are entitled to have. You should not take this response to imply that the security service does or does not hold any personal data against you. If they start saying cannot confirm or deny, that means they're confirming it. They've got information on me and they're not releasing it. This reflects the policy of successive governments of applying the principle of neither confirm nor deny, with regards to the activities of the security and intelligence agencies in the interests, listen to this, in the interests of protecting national security. Now, what the fuck could they possibly have on me that could be a threat to national security? Could it be the same information that they've got on Brent Mind as well? Because you know they got information on them motherfuckers too. And they've got my calls to the Samaritans, and they've got my calls to police, and they've got my calls to emergency services, and they've got the information that I've got on my gang stalkers. They have fucking everything. They even have evidence on gang stalking that I don't have. MI5 know this is being done to their motherfucking citizens. And again, I kept threatening to reveal certain information about MI5, but truth be told, that information that I would have revealed would have been small potatoes in comparison to what I just revealed in this video. Would have been small potatoes. Absolutely small potatoes. Sorry, there was a fly right in front of me. I had to get it. Yeah, but like the information that I myself have as a targeted individual, that is nothing compared to what some TIs have. And it's dynamite. You know that mouth breather that's always saying, we're proving. We've been proving it, bitch. We've been proving it. We've been proving it. The only reason why nobody's in the fucking Hague is because we don't have the money behind us. Why do you think there's financial abuse against fucking TIs? To prevent us from having enough financial resources to shift the narrative on time. So what else? Yeah, mental health as a whole in this country started with a fucking, like, the way that it even started, like, all of that is military. All of it is military. Do you seriously think your mental health is the one thing they give a fuck about? No, they give a fuck. They give a fuck about you being a functioning depressive. That's what this industry wants, because functioning depressives consume, work, and don't ask questions. End of story. And now I gotta go because I'm starting to go into non sequiturs now. I haven't got time for that, but I will talk to you guys another time. I don't know if I'm making much sense in this video because I'm not mentioning names. I'm just saying she, he, and they. Like, I'm not mentioning names, but I hope that made sense to the people watching. And if you've made it this far into the video, my fellow TIs, please let me know how you are doing in the comments. We will talk soon. Peace and blessings. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.